Dr. Ivo Robotnik is better known by the alias Dr. Eggman, or even the Eggman. The main antagonist of the Sonic the Hedgehog series, Eggman is simply a regular guy like you and I. What makes him different from us would be his IQ of 300. That and the fact that his goal is simply to dominate the world and building the Eggman Empire. Yet for some reason it seems the Eggman has become such a popular villain in the gaming community. With his round shape, red and yellow jacket, and infamous bushy mustache, the Doc is certainly a vital part of not only the Sonic franchise, but the gaming world in general. As we know, of course, the idea of this character is just that, an idea. It's totally fictional. But we're gonna have some fun here on LBQ and ask the question, what if Dr. Eggman was real? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'll be your host, Jared Bronstein, and today we'll be talking about Dr. Eggman. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments down below who your favorite character is from the Sonic franchise. And make sure to stick around until the end for some comment replies. For now, we're gonna get right into this one and talk about what life would be like if Dr. Robotnik, or the Eggman, or Dr. Eggman, whatever you want to call him, was real. For starters, Eggman is 6 foot 1 inches and 282 pounds, and is built quite round, which is why he was given the name Eggman. This genius of a man is simply a mad scientist with one goal in life: world dominance. And although he's got the same abilities as you and I in the sense that he is just a regular human, his intelligence allows him to build mechanisms and tools that help him have an advantage over the average person. Controlling gravity, creating tornadoes, and enhancing his strength and speed are just a few of the many things this man is capable of. It's clear if Dr. Robotnik was real, he would easily be the smartest human known to man. And due to his high level of intelligence, it's more likely than not that he would be able to outsmart anyone who challenged him on his quest to take over the world. With that being said, he is still human and he does still need to follow laws and regulations. If any mad scientist started to create things that were seen as a threat to the general public, the authorities would be quick to shut the operation down. Not to say Dr. Robotnik would necessarily go to jail or be arrested, but one thing is for sure, he'd have his run-ins with the law. I mean, imagine a mad scientist creating things in his lab and then using his creation on the streets in front of your house. People would certainly be annoyed and for the most part think the doctor was simply a mad scientist who's lost his mind. Similar to Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future, I don't think anyone would take Dr. Robotnik seriously until it was unfortunately too late. Now normally when Dr. Robotnik plans to wreak havoc, Sonic, the friendly blue hedgehog we all grew up loving, comes in to save the day. But we're not making this video about all of the characters from Sonic coexisting with us. This video is depicting what life would be like if just Dr. Robotnik was real. There is a possibility we write this guy off as a mad scientist, all while he creates technology way beyond our comprehension. Maybe he creates an indestructible transformer of sorts. Maybe he creates an army of robots that inevitably overpower our soldiers. Who knows? With taking over the world in mind, both of these scenarios are very realistic possibilities. But there's also a flip side to this. Dr. Robotnik doesn't take over the world by necessarily enslaving them with his technology, but rather creates technology that we become so dependent on. In a sense, he controls us. Think about your phone. You use it all the time. It's a watch, a calculator, a camera, of course a phone. The list goes on and on. These mobile devices have quite literally become an essential part of our lives. Now imagine if Dr. Robotnik created an even better version of the iPhone. Or he possibly creates a technology that gives him full control over our phones, giving him access to all of our data. One way or another, I think it's clear that this guy has the smarts to pull the rug out from under us. Now, someone with so much intelligence and understanding of technology would most definitely be of interest to work with the government. Wherever it is Dr. Robotnik is located, the government would certainly want to employ him. Could this man possibly find a cure for cancer? Could he create new ways for us to travel? Again, the possibilities of what this man can do seem endless. And with one goal in mind, world domination, it is very possible Dr. Robotnik takes a role with the government, giving him even more resources to work with to fulfill his end goal. However, it seems what makes this guy tick is his ego and his hunger for power and dominance. And because of this, if he were to in fact find a cure to cancer or create a life-changing technology, it is quite possible he feels his need to feel like he is the most important and brilliant person to ever live. Imagine Robotnik finds a cure for cancer, and the entire world praises him to be the best thing since sliced bread. That is definitely something I can see the Doc living for as well. If the opposite rings true, however, and Robotnik creates an evil army of robots to try and take over the world, I don't think he'd last very long. For starters, there's strength in numbers, meaning regardless of however many robots he's made, there would still be more soldiers and even citizens willing to stop this guy from taking over the world. Another thing we need to look at is the fact that he is human. If this man was controlling an army of robots and law enforcement tracked him down, they'd simply demand he and his army stand down, or they would shoot him. I mean, we can't forget this guy's a human. If he's shot with a bullet, it's gonna hurt him, or maybe even kill him. Of course, Dr. Robotnik seems like the kind of guy to always be 10 steps ahead, meaning it is possible, as I previously mentioned, he creates an indestructible suit of some kind. But again, even if this was the case, we'd still find a way to stop him in his tracks. So to wrap up, if Dr. Robotnik, or the Eggman, was real, it seems one of two things would happen. He'd create life-changing technology and medicine that would inevitably make him the most celebrated person of all time. Think a modern-day Einstein or even Darwin. People would be talking about this guy until the end of time for the contribution he's made to the human race. And that in itself would most likely fuel his ego to the point that he'd feel like he fulfilled his own life. Alternatively, due to the fact that he is fueled in hopes of world dominance, there's also the possibility Robotnik tries to create a robot army of his own and tries to take over the world. Although it's possible he does some damage, ultimately, the amount of resources the governments have would prove to be too much for him to handle, and it would most likely end up with Dr. Robotnik imprisoned or even dead. Now, as always, I'd love to hear from you guys on this one. How do you guys think it would play out if Dr. Robotnik was real? Do you agree with my line of thinking, or do you think he'd take over? Let me know down below. For now, let's reply to some comments from the video. What if the coronavirus spread all over America? Kylie Lunga said, the way he said Malaysia made me laugh. Malaysia. Is it not Malaysia? Malaysia? I think people say Malaysia. I say Malaysia. Malaysia? I don't know. Deal with it. Let's Go Devils said, whenever I hear coronavirus, I think about a bunch of drunk people laying in the hospital. Dude, I wish it was that simple. Like, I wish people were just getting drunk and that was the illness. I wish. Supreme Gamer said, are the symptoms the same as the flu? Yeah. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like the coronavirus, like I said in the videos, it's like an umbrella term for a specific virus that we don't have a name for yet. So it's more or less a type of flu, kind of. Like, yeah, it affects your respiratory system, and the flu can do that. So I don't know. It's a virus that, there's no cure. So it's just a virus, I guess. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein. You guys have been watching Life's Biggest Questions. Make sure to subscribe. And of course, let me know in the comments down below your favorite Sonic character. And we'll see you guys in the next one.